Hey guys, before you start watching this video, I just want to let you know that I do have a Patreon, and even if you don't support me, which I would love immensely, please support a creator that you love today. If you can. If you cannot, support them by commenting, support them by subscribing to their channel, support them by keeping up to date with what they're doing, because a lot of us, that's all we want. Thank you. Your host, Gregory, and today I'm going to be playing Kingdom Hearts 3. Now, I have been waiting for this game for the last 13 years, and I am so happy to finally be able to get this game and, just have it for you guys. And I'm recording this as a live stream because every time I try and use the in-game capture mode, it doesn't work. So I do apologize for any of the issues that may arise from this. I am trying to keep the volumes and stuff at a good level. So yeah, my stream right now is unlisted, so hopefully that will mean that I don't have to worry about people popping in and I want this to be a clean recording of the first hour of gameplay for you guys. So that's great. After that I can go ahead and edit this, and I can upload it as an actual video for you guys. So anyway, this game has been a long time coming. I was able to get it as a pre-order. I managed to save up the $60 for it. Damn, I remember when games used to be at most 25. Man, I feel old now. I'm only 27 years old, but I feel old. That's bad. That's bad. But no, I started paying on this last year, November. No, actually, no. October. Have you heard of the ancient something like? I started my pre-order pretty early in the year, and just paid 5, 10, 20, however much I could afford on it every month, and eventually I was able to say, hey, I've almost got it paid off. Why not just pay it all off now? And boom. Then it was mine. So this game has been really just... I've wanted this game for a while. I finally have it. Who knows? And I'm finally playing it with you guys. I do apologize for sounding a bit tired and for yawning quite a lot. I'm running on about, I don't know, I'd say 5, 6 hours of sleep, and that's mainly my fault. I get so caught up in playing this game that I end up losing sleep over it. It's just bad. It's bad. It's just bad. They're the ones for whom the war started. But yeah, so here we have young Ericus and young Xehanort talking about the old stories from way back in the age of fairy tales. You'll hear about this more, but basically, long ago, about 100 years before the beginning of the Kingdom Hearts series, which actually is not Kingdom Hearts 1, but actually Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep. More on that later. But 100 years before the beginning of the series, there was a Keyblade War where different factions called unions fought over the control of the light based on a prophecy that on a fated land a great war should transpire. Darkness shall prevail and the light expire. Basically, these unions tried to prevent the future from happening They didn't succeed. The war happened anyway. The world actually was destroyed by darkness, but thanks to the light within the hearts of a select group of children called the Dandelions, they were actually able to piece the world back together in such a way that basically, the whole world was brought back. So there's that. I am recording this using the PS4, which is why I'm doing this as a stream, so it hopefully all records as one continuous clip instead of cutting off in between. Because I've tried recording this multiple times since, and every single time this just does not work. So I've had to really see about fixing that. It's just been horrible. It's been horrible. I really hope that you guys do enjoy this game, though. Here we are, though, in the Station of Awakening. Now, this is a place deep within the heart of the Keyblade Warrior that allows them to access power within or something like that. We also see in Dream Drop Distance that this is also a place where you can go to like heal and stuff, and if the platform is fractured, and that means your heart is broken too. There's a lot of different mythology stuff within this game. Hell, within the whole series. I mean, now this area actually gives you two sets of 3 different choices. Now, these don't have any bearing whatsoever on the actual story of the game, but it does kind of decide what your character will play like. Right here you have what do you desire. So this is more for where your stats are going to start at. Now, with the wisdom choice, you gain 120 magic points, which is what you use to use magic in the game. If you run out of that, then you end up not being able to cast spells for a while. But on the flip side, you only have 90 hit points, which is, in my opinion, quite bad. With vitality, the opposite is true. You have 120 hit points, but you only have 100 magic points, which is not bad. It's not 90 like the hit points, which I don't understand that really, but... Or you have balance, which is what I always go for. This allows you to have like 105 magic points and 115 hit points. It's not a huge difference, but, a body and mind of equal merit and equal potential. Basically, this is the most balanced skill set early on. Now, this doesn't increase or decrease your strength or your magic strength or anything like that. It just, it basically just affects your MP and HP, which helps you with certain fights or with certain other things. Now, this set of choices actually affects the skill set you get up to level 20, 25, something like that. So, depending on which set you actually choose, you gain different skills earlier. So, I'll just go ahead and go through them. Now, with the Power of the Guardian, you gain, early on you gain stuff like damage reducers and extra effects towards healing items and stuff like that. If you're going for a defensive build, this is probably the best option for you. The Power of the Warrior is if you're looking to gain a significant advantage with using your keyblade early on, like, physical damage, you'll go with this. Now, early on, I will say magic is not as useful as it could be, just because of the way that magic doesn't really do a whole lot for you yet. You don't have a lot of MP, so you can't cast as many spells. Now, here you have more magic-based stuff. But again, you know, this helps you out only after you've leveled up to like level 7 or 8. And by then you've hopefully passed the first world. If you haven't, then what's wrong with you? But since I'm going for a mage build, I'll go with this. The power of the mystic, inner strength. Is this the power you seek? Yeah, sure. This is pretty good. This is pretty good. Now, if you're wondering why it seems like that phrase was a bit incomplete, is because in the original game there was a third line. The power of the mystic, inner strength, a staff of wonder and ruin. Because in the beginning, in the first game in this area, you had 3 items that you chose. A sword, a shield, and a staff. And each one of them had the same roles as warrior, defender, or warrior, guardian, and mystic. So basically they still affected your stats, but anyway, yeah, so but here we are. We are getting into the arbitrary and obligatory battle tutorial, or combat tutorial, pretty much. So this is just, you know, you've got your required thing with this, where obviously you had to fight a few. You had to fight, I think, a set of 3 basic enemies. They're called shadows. Now, the enemies in this game, there are 3 different types in this game. They're heartless, they're nobodies, and then later on you come across beings called unversed, and those are actually linked to a singular character that is serving the forces of darkness. But needless to say, heartless are created from the hearts of those that have been consumed by darkness. Nobodies are created from the bodies of the same people that have been consumed by darkness. And then, crap, my battery level on my controller is low. That's not good. Not good at all. I might have to edit out a bit here, because I'm going to have to go grab the charger for this thing. That way I can keep playing without having it die on me. Anyway, I knew I should have put this on the charger last night when I was done playing. I forgot to, though. That's my problem. So nobodies are created from the bodies that are left behind after a person has been consumed by darkness. And then the unversed are creatures of darkness that are created from negative emotions. Specifically the negative emotions of the character that I was talking about, that is now on the side of the bad guys. And we'll get into that here in a bit with a bit of exposition from one of the main characters. His name's Yen Sid. He's actually the wizard from a film back in 2000 called Fantasia. If you've heard of that before, then you'll know that I'm good for now. You'll know that this is actually quite an interesting set of cast members that we have, with all the Disney and Final Fantasy influences. It's really interesting. Anyway, I'll let the cutscene play and I'll go get that charger.
We have discussed this before, Sora. Your Mark of Mastery exam was conducted in the hopes you would acquire the power to wake them. However, the darkness nearly took control of you, and your grasp of your new abilities leaves much to be desired. Furthermore, Xehanort nearly made you his vessel, and in the process stripped you of most of the power you had gained by then. I suspect you have already noticed this, correct? But first, you must regain all the strength you have lost. Perhaps it is foolish to expect a complete recovery, but it is absolutely vital you perfect one power, the power of waking, which you failed to master during your exam. There's someone who lost his strength and found it again, a true hero to whom you ought to pay a visit. Perhaps he can point you in the right direction.
Got it.
Master Alexander.
You can count on us to take care of Sora.
I would have it no other way. I put Sora in your hands.
And don't forget, we'll keep an eye on you.
Oh, this is gonna be lots of fun.
It's not a vacation. Let's go!
Anyway, sorry, I finally found that charger. But yeah, so basically we're supposed to be
How
finding.
are we supposed to get there now?
What? I thought you knew.
Looks like all the
I always
highways
like
are
Donald's
closed. Didn't Master Yak
negativity.
say that Sora
He's
should trust
kinda
the guidance his heart
the
gives?
grumpy Gus of the whole group.
Sora, which way?
Which way? Come on, Sora. Come on.
Hey, would you get serious?
Give me a break. I'm trying. These things take time.
I love how expressive these characters are in this new engine. They the reason why it took 13 years for the new game is because
Wow.
Sorry, I got nothing. What did you expect?
between
Heart be your guiding key.
Huh? What's that?
sometime during
Master Yak
development
said always
they
like
were using
right
some
before we left on
engine
the
that they
real
created
world
themselves,
adventures.
Square Enix anyway. And they ended up
Ring a bell?
discovering that they couldn't do everything they needed to do with it, so they ended up switching over to Unreal Engine
My
4
guiding key.
or 5, I think. I think it's 4. I think it's Unreal Engine 4. Anyway,
Got it.
they switched over because they figured out that if they just trained themselves to do things with their Unreal Engine, it'd be a lot simpler and a lot more
All right. Olympus Coliseum.
a lot
Here we
more
come.
streamlined to be able to both develop and also port it to both Xbox and PS4. Oh, you buttheads. Kingdom Hearts 2.9 was a running joke for a couple of years with Square Enix because they were basically, they know that we've been waiting 13 years and they like to make
At
in
long
jokes at
last,
sometimes.
The time had come. The planets were edging into perfect alignment.
So the first world here is
And
going
the
to be
plan Hades
Olympus
devised 18
with
years ago
the
was about to
world
reach
of
fruition.
Disney's Hercules.
The fates had predicted this very
So,
future. The day he would seize control
Predictably,
of
we're
Olympus
probably going to be
and
fighting
rule over
against
all
the
cosmos.
Titans, which, yay,
Hades'
those
previous
things are
attempts using Terra,
horribly
Cloud,
overpowered.
and Orin to advance his plans for conquest had failed. The hour was not yet right. But now the
Sure.
planets were aligned, and nothing could possibly go wrong.
Sure, nothing can go wrong
A
now.
wave of darkness slanced down from their celestial rank, and one by one, Hades freed the Titans from their prison.
Yes,
The same
free us.
monstrosities that Sora and his
Free
friends
us.
had already fought and bested before. But both the Titans and his longing for vengeance against Zeus reinvigorated. Hades began
His attack on Olympus. So, yeah, I don't know why we have this Instagram looking loading screen this time around, but you know, it's okay. It's a nice little dalliance, and it gives you a bit of time between sections to be able to just have a break. It's also kind of entertaining at some points. So, So we're going to be entering into the Disney world now.
Huh?
And, wow. I tell you what, every time I play these games, it's
No
always
fanfare?
a great experience. Great experience, I tell you what. I do apologize for the skill of my
Looks like
gameplay
we
early
missed
on.
the
It's probably going to be kind of mid-tier, low tier, but you know, it's going to be,
That was a little off
it'll be
again.
fine.
Sorry.
It'll be fine.
We'll find him.
But we need to go. Yep, we need to go now. Sure, why not? Up the mountain.
Up is the usual direction.
Well, never hurts to have your head in the clouds.
Exactly.
Exactly. So, let's go. Anyway,
Hey, we're leaving.
the reason why they were complaining is because in previous games, specifically Kingdom Hearts 1, Kingdom Hearts 2, and Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep, the appearance of this world was mainly just the Coliseum, which was mainly where you just got to fight different enemies in tournaments and stuff like that. Kingdom Hearts 1 kind of started the trend, and Kingdom Hearts 2 and Birth by Sleep kind of just continued the trend for convenience's sake. I'm just setting up my shortcuts for my magic and items right now so I can just get things out of the way and get them set up. Even though I don't have any potions or ethers right now, if I have them equipped, then when I do start getting them, I can use them with the shortcuts. Because if you don't have any, or you don't have them equipped, you can't actually use the shortcuts. I have no idea why, but it's kind of a stupid thing in my opinion. So early on, we don't get a whole lot of skills with our fighting abilities. It's kind of just one and done in the beginning, where you basically just you fight with the keyblade and you hope that you can win. I really wish you had aerial recovery at the beginning. Basically with aerial recovery, you can press circle if you're knocked into the air, and you can, well, like the name says, you can recover from it. Basically, it makes battling a lot quicker and a lot easier. You don't end up stunned for long periods of time, and you're not locked into a period of waiting where you just have to wait for the stun to wear off. Now, I've always thought that it was unfair that these two leveled up before Sora did, but, you know, whatever. We got a couple of synthesis materials, writhing shards, and a wellspring shard. Those come in handy later for upgrading your gear and even upgrading your keyblades, which is a new feature specifically in this game. Now, right here we have, of course, walls that you can run up. And over here I do believe there is a chest, so I will be going up here first. And here we go, yeah, right here. I've always missed this before, but I finally watched a playthrough of the first world, and I noticed there was a chest right there. It's like, oh, I forgot about that. So, another thing I love about these new games is the free running and just movement mechanics that they've incorporated in this game now. It's really fun to jump from like the top of a building and swan dive your way down into the fray of a group of Heartless and just wail on them afterwards. It's pretty fun. And now here we have the introduction to the world. Usually, every
I think
time
we
you
might
enter a
be
new
going in
world, you
circles.
get the animation for the logo of the world that
Did
you're
I make a
in,
turn at the
and
wrong rock?
that's just the way it is.
Hey, Hercules! Where are you?
And here we are. This is the world of Olympus. And yes, eventually we will be making it to the realm of the gods. Or, Olympus. That's it. I don't know why they call the whole world Olympus, but they do, so it works for them, and I shouldn't complain much.
All right.
All
I know I
right.
dotted my I's, crossed my T's, zeroed the hero. So what gives? Who could
Now, one of the
possibly be
things I
trying to
really
give me a
like is that
migraine
they've
by
got the
yodeling that gets his name?
actual voice actor for a lot of the different characters in these games.
Really? Hades?
It's just
They
you.
got the original voice actor for
It's
Goofy.
just us?
Well,
Even
at
for
least
you,
the
that's cold.
Don't forget
voice
it.
actor that
I can always
they've
turn up the
found
heat.
for Goofy for
Wait, if Hades is here, then where's
the
her?
modern
What is everyone's
stuff.
infatuation with that stone? You know what? Never mind.
And in
Never mind.
fact,
I'm
once
cool.
we get
Good.
into the
Because
Pixar
Wonderboy will be out of
worlds,
my hair
they've
soon enough.
even got most
you're
of
up
the
to no
voice
good
actors for
again.
those
Of course he is.
characters. I
You're
mean,
not.
for some reason they
Easy.
don't
What
have
is this, Sparta? Kind of on a schedule. Don't have time to toss around
Tom
the old
Hanks
fire
for
and
Woody,
brimstone.
but you know, I
The
mean,
whole cosmos
that's
is
kind
basically
of,
waiting
you
for
know,
me to, conquer it.
I mean, you got to make compromises somewhere.
Poor Hades. He thinks he can actually pull it off this time.
What do you mean,
Where
thanks?
are my titans?
He's
Show
sure of
me
it.
your power!
Oh, yeah, here we go. It's gonna be the Titans. Of course. So, guess what happens here? We have ourselves a little bit of a problem. We end up having a, yeah. It's like, seriously? Really? I'm probably going to be doing the first 3 parts of this Let's Play today, recording them all today, and then just having the, I don't know, having the
That's what I'm sailing.
segments uploaded over the course of the next few days, just so that way it can be streamlined.
Sailing
But I
right to where
really
I
do
left.
love this series. I really
No
do.
biggie. Nice work, boys. So, back to the whole cosmic coup thing.
Now, the one thing I wish I could do is I wish I could beat those darn classic Kingdom games on the Kingdom Hearts Union Cross and get
Hey,
the
Kelly,
Starlight
take this away.
Keyblade early.
Seriously, when it rains, it pours.
I've been trying and
those are
trying
the
and
best.
trying, but I can't seem to beat
that
it.
ain't no way to say
It's
no,
just
especially
awful.
to your old friends.
It's just awful.
Now I gotta put up with you two.
Oh, perfect.
Funny,
Now I gotta
don't
put up with
remember
you two.
doing me any memorable favors.
Nope.
So, you can keep your heartless this time. I'm going back to my original plan, all right? So, toodaloo.
Toodaloo. Exit that-a-way.
that-a-way. Hey, it was great seeing ya. Happy trails!
We are not here for you. I have my own business to attend to. All I need to know is if there is a distinctive black box somewhere.
Oh yeah, the
in
black
this
box
world.
is something interesting that
Black box.
you'll probably wonder about. Basically,
Black
um,
Black box, black box.
there's this box that the
Wait.
leader of the
That's the
foretellers,
one
who are the
Zeus
leaders of the unions that
Possibly.
fought in the
If
Great
I were
Keyblade
aware
War
of it.
100 years ago. The Master of Masters, that's the leader of these 5 foretellers, actually had a 6th apprentice that he had take this black box as well as his own Keyblade and basically walk away. He didn't participate in the war, but he watched from a ways off, and watched the entire events unfold. He was supposed to basically be the eyes of the Master of Masters. Because one of the things is, in the keyblade that he gave to his sixth apprentice, there was a mystical eye that he used to see into the future. With that eye, he was able to actually write a book called the Book of Prophecies that contained all the events that would happen in the future.
I'm impressed.
It's pretty interesting, actually.
Yeah, thanks, Herc.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Herc.
What's going on?
Yeah, well, I can give you a clue. Starts with H.
Take a guess. Starts with an H.
Ah, I get the picture. Actually, we bumped into the H-Stir on the way here.
H-Stir? Oh my god.
Something about conquering the whole
That's
cosmos.
just so silly.
All of it, huh?
That is
Nice
so
of him to show a little
darn
self-restraint.
silly.
Well, whatever he's planning, I'll send him running back across the sticks.
Across the sticks?
That's our Herc.
Ooh, how quaint. Okay, so we have our first save point and Moogle shop. Now these shops actually appear all over the place. They appear in just about every single world. Well, except for the Winnie the Pooh world. Mainly because it's so small you really don't need it anyway. Yeah. Moogle shop you can buy different items from. As well as once they get them, you can purchase weapons for Donald and Goofy. Armor and accessories for them. I don't really have any money right now, so I'm not going to buy anything. Well, I'll buy a potion, because I could use that. The workshop is a really interesting bit. As you could see, when I defeated those one enemies, I got a couple of items. Those are synthesis materials, and with those you can actually make powerful armor, powerful accessories. You can upgrade Donald and Goofy's weapons. Later on you'll get access to an area where you can upgrade your own weapons, called the Keyblade Forge. It's pretty good, actually. And every time you make a purchase at one of the Moogle shops, you actually get a prize postcard. If you can collect enough of those, you can actually gain some pretty unique and cool items from that. So there's that. There's also, of course, the tutorials section where you basically get a crash course on different game mechanics. I'm going to go ahead and save here just because that's where I've been trying to save my playthroughs of stuff, so hopefully I can manage to get through the game pretty easy. I'm still at level 1, so I'll just continue on. One of the things you'll need to know if you're gonna for how you play your game.
Just for the cheese and olives.
Oh yeah.
It sounds like somebody forgot.
Yeah.
I just took my time remembering. Herc, I came here so I could ask you something.
Ask me?
Yeah. Do you remember the last time we were together? You were feeling down and out. How'd you get your strength back? When you jumped in and saved Meg?
Yeah.
That's tough. All I know is that she was in trouble. Suddenly, I wanted to save her with all my heart, but it's not like I could tell you how.
Oh, man.
I know, right?
All my strength is gone from me, too. That's why I need you. because I was hoping you might have a solution or something.
I'm sorry, Sora.
Alrighty, so we got our first encounter with one of my least favorite Heartless early on. The Flame Core. Yay.
Let's talk later.
Right. Once we
Now,
dealt with these guys.
These guys aren't exactly hard to beat. It's just, it's tedious because unless you want to fight for like ever and a day, because look at this, my keyblade basically does nothing. But if I use magic, I can do pretty good damage. But because magic uses magic points, after a while I end up running out, and then it's just horrible. Thankfully, one of the first skills you get as a mage build is Magic Combo Thrift, which lessens the magic points needed to cast a spell by 1 for every time you use a spell in a chain. So basically, if I use a spell 4 times in a row, it'll the last spell in the combo will actually be reduced by 3 magic points in cost. So at the end of the day, it's quite useful for like early on using magic. So I'll be equipping that as soon as I can. So
Meg,
that way I can use magic more
Look so fun.
often and more directly.
not with the Heartless involved. We're just lucky our friend showed up.
Yep,
Well,
really
what do you
lucky.
know? Sora, Donald, Goofy. Guess I owe you a big thank you.
I know, right?
Meg, you need to stay someplace safe. We'll search the city and make sure everyone manages to get clear of the fire.
Be
Clear
careful,
the fire?
Wonder Boy.
Clear.
I will. So, you guys in?
Yep,
Of course we're
I'm in.
We are heroes.
We're heroes.
Break a leg then.
Phil, you should go with Meg.
Evidently, they couldn't hire Danny DeVito to be the voice of Philoctetes, so he just doesn't speak. Which is disappointing. I always love hearing him talk. One of the memes from the second game is "Get up on the Hydra's back," because one of the main boss fights in that game is fighting the Hydra, and if you jump up onto the Hydra's back and hit the triangle button, Phil actually throws a huge urn that basically you can one-shot the Hydra after that. It's pretty easy.
Help me!
Oh, no.
Help me!
There's a little
Oh
girl
my
caught in
god.
the fire.
I tell you what, some of the voice acting
running's
isn't that
too
great,
slow.
but most of it's pretty
What's the
good.
other choice?
Yeah, what idea do you got? Oh no.
Get on that.
Oh no. We got sent flying once already. Do we have to do it again?
Hope
Why
so.
not?
Like this?
That's good. Now hold on tight.
Whoa!
Oh no!
Maybe we should. I don't think this is a good idea.
Yeah, I don't think so either, but you know what? Whatever works. He thinks you overshot it, but then again, maybe not.
Thank you for saving me.
No problem.
Yeah, no prob. We better check and see if anyone else needs us.
Well, if it isn't Sora and the King's Pawns.
Oh, great. Not you two.
Maleficent! Pete! Are you the reason the Heartless are here?
Certainly not.
Say, Maleficent, I don't know about his sidekicks, but Kid Keyblader here looks way putier than the last time we saw him.
Oh, come on.
I
Even
say
you can
we
tell.
finish him off while we still can.
Waste no time with the boy. He's inconsequential. We have a far more pressing matter to attend to.
Oh, sure. The black box.
We got to find that black box.
Be silent, you fool! As for you three, we shall meet again.
He's not the brightest crown in the box.
Trifles.
Yeah, and you's better get your act together before then. Later, twerps.
Wait!
These guys don't actually make a villainy appearance in this game, which is disappointing. I always like it when you can.
I can take it.
Knock Pete around for a while.
It sure don't sound like it. Did Pete saying mean things bother you?
Oh, did Pete say some mean things?
You're gonna get stronger.
We know you. You can take it.
Oh, come on.
Don't say that.
Oh, I just said what he said.
He can take it.
Yeah, he can take it. Okay, well, I got a couple abilities that I need to, well, one ability I need to see about finding something to, come on, what can I, aerial dodge, dodge roll, you know what, I can wait until I get, wait, do I have an AP boost? Yes, I do. What do you know? Huh. Well, that worked out pretty good. I still have to unequip a stat. Yeah. But it won't be too much longer before I can equip that back. And that'll help. I'm just going ahead and getting through all these. That way it's not going to be in the way next time I open it. Oh, come on. Oh, MP haste. I can go ahead and... Yeah, let's see. 15, 10, 10. Yeah, I only need one 15 magic point thing for right now. What's Goofy got? No? Okay. Well, maybe it's just... Huh. Okay, well, finally. Go ahead and grab the treasure chest while I'm here. And then go ahead and go over here and save the game again. Yay! Now, one of the things I really like doing in any Kingdom Hearts game is just finding out how powerful... Oh, I wanted to check on that ability, actually, and see... Yeah, reduce magic point cost by 1 with each successive magic cast. So, basically, if you end up with an ability that lets you cast magic endlessly, that can actually be quite powerful. And in fact, water magic is quite powerful early on, just because of the way that it works. I mean, elements, you know, it's pretty obvious what works and what doesn't. If you're not sure about it, just keep trying different magic until you get it. Come on. Ah, crap. And of course, with certain enemies, they become invincible under certain circumstances unless you can use the right magic or whatever. So, yeah, there's always that. Careful, Sora. I told you to be careful. What? You never listen. Typical child. Typical kid. Ooh, my shield works.
I've got a crazy idea.
The shield!
I know, right? You think that's a crazy idea? Just wait. I gotta go find some breakables first. They're usually good items and, you know, power-ups like hit point balls and stuff like that that can replenish your hit points and magic points. Also, sometimes you find useful items in barrels and boxes. More often, though, you find them in chests and stuff, which is why you always want to look around and find chests wherever you can. Also, if you see these Mickey head-shaped symbols, those are actually lucky emblems. They'll be explained a bit later, but basically, if you find all 100 of those and photograph them, you can actually unlock the special secret ending at the end of the game, which I won't spoil anything, but for me at least, it was kind of depressing and disappointing, but whatever. It was just kind of disappointing to me. I don't know about the rest of y'all. Okay, get the ether there. Anything up here? Nope, that's just the rooftop we were just on, but hey, I can go ahead and swan dive in on these Heartless and gain a pretty good advantage. Or not. I was trying to. Because you can actually swan dive in, and if you get close enough and press X at the right time, you can actually do a dive attack, which does a pretty good amount of damage just on the one that you attack, but if the others get hit by the shockwave, it's even better. It's a pretty good crowd clearing maneuver if you can manage it, just because of the way that it works. Ow! Come on, man. Oh. Yeah, you now also get combo attacks that do a hell of a lot of damage. If you get one of those, you're pretty much set for being able to not have to worry much about your playthrough. Oh, we got another one? Probably got another one somewhere around here. Oh, there we go. After you defeat the enemies that are attacking these people, you can gain items from them if you talk to them. I always try to manage to talk to every single one that I save. They usually have stuff like ethers and potions and stuff, which may not seem like the greatest thing in the world, but you know, early on, every bit of help manages to make a difference. Especially when it comes to, like, you know, just saving you time, saving you money, saving you energy. Now, I'm going to go over here first, because here's a secret area that contains something useful, as well as just something you might not expect to find early on, which is a piece of equipment. Piece of armor, to be honest, to be matter of fact. I'll go over here and equip it to Sora. It'll raise up my defense by 1, which doesn't seem like a lot, but every little bit early on, like I said, helps. And now we'll go over here and go to the next area. Oh darn.
Hope they got insurance.
Oh, come on, Goofy.
If there's anybody else stuck out here, we better find them fast.
Tell you what, if they do have insurance, I bet their premiums are hell high. It's like, oh, you live in Thebes? Yeah, that'll be 3,000 gold pieces a year. What? I don't even make that kind of money. Well, you better try. Oh boy. I'm kind of silly, but you know, I try to be funny in a good way. I try to be silly and funny in a good way. So you know, it works. It works. Now we're getting into the gardens. That's always a great place. Got another save point here. I think I'll go ahead and cut this off for this particular episode right here. I'll keep streaming and make another episode, but I thank you guys so very much for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful day. I will see you guys later, and until next time, thanks for watching here on The Wandering Wind.